behind me who are so excited. This group was very fired up. And they understand now that there is a new sheriff in town, that this president is going to take the safety and the security of the American people seriously. And what that means is deporting those individuals who not only came here illegally, but who committed crimes after they were here.
Well, and you delivered it.
It's understood.
You delivered it only the way that you can, Judge. Let's take a look at that.
Cities and states across this great nation, progressive mayors are prioritizing the protection of illegal criminals who not only violated our law to come here, but in addition, committed additional crimes while they were here. If you believe in America and conservative values and everything in our Constitution, it is time for you to demand an end to the criminal enclaves that are known as sanctuary cities.
And of course, Judge, as you know, 80% of Americans agree with you per the Harvard poll that was out about that. So a powerful message that crowd is ready to hear at this point.
Well, you know, I'm not surprised it's 80%. Look, all people want is to be safe and secure in their homes. They want to protect their families. And if this government, and we now know that Donald Trump is going to do something about it, but, you know, the first order of government is to protect us. And that's what people want. In fact, they demand it. And these mayors of these sanctuary cities who've decided that they are going to give sanctuaries to criminals who've been deported some of the 5 times and convicted of felonies, look, we've got to stop it, end it, do whatever needs to be done. And I know that under President Trump and this CPAC agrees with me, it's going to be done.
You know, this year, Judge, it's a little different at CPAC because for the last 8 years, you know, everybody there has been talking about the White House looking in. Well, this time, they actually have control. The conservatives have control of the White House. And there's, what I have read in accounts is there's a completely different atmosphere because the possibilities are endless now that they've got one of their own at 1600 Pennsylvania.
There's no question. I mean, this audience is electrified. They are energized. It's almost like the audience that you hear before an election. They're like, you know, we're going to get out there, we're going to do it. Well, they did do it. And what you've got now is an audience that is so fired up that they believe they can actually get done their conservative agenda, which is an American agenda. It's about families and values, following the law, the Constitution, and it's fired up here. And today, last night, right after I spoke, Vice President Pence spoke. This morning, the President is going to be speaking. Even our Lou Dobbs is going to be here this morning. And Sebastian Gorka. There's a lot of energy, a lot of energy.
And it seems like a big takeaway from a lot of the speakers, including Vice President Mike Pence, is don't blow it. That, you know, winning the election was just the beginning. We have a real opportunity here to follow through on the promises that we made throughout the campaign trail. What do you want to hear from President Trump? He's about to speak at 10:20 this morning.
Well, what we're, I believe, going to hear, and I know this audience wants to hear, is the unbelievable number of things that he's done in 30 days, what he plans to do in the next 30 days, and what we're going to see is a president who actually follows through on his promises, a president who actually does what he says he's going to do. And this audience is going to love every minute of it. And, you know, we've had the White House here from, you know, Steve Bannon was here, right? Priebus, the vice president, the president. Sean Spicer's going to be here. It's all good stuff. And I'm doing a lot of interviews for my show, Justice for Tomorrow Night. We got a lot of interviews. We'll be at the White House a little later today. It's all good stuff, and it's exactly what the president said he'd do and what our audience wants to hear.
Well, Judge, he's going to have to lay out his policies and what he's accomplished because, of course, the opposition party, as Steve Bannon says it, won't do it for him. Judge, thank you very much for being with us this morning.
And by the way, Judge, I know that they're clapping behind you. Are they clapping for Jesse Waters? Because I know he's there at CPAC.
I haven't seen him, but I think he's here.
I think he's around there somewhere.
I think they're clapping for you, Judge.
They love life. They just love it here. All right. Great to see you guys.
Good to see you as well. I'm excited. So Jesse Waters is at CPAC, and he's going to join us this morning. Coming up next, right?
That's right. We're going to step aside. More from CPAC and your nation's biggest town, New York City, in 2 minutes.
you all very much. This will be somewhat of an informal meeting, and I want to congratulate Mick Mulvaney, who's been confirmed. Finally, we waited a long time by the Senate, and he's going to be an absolutely great director. Total confidence in Mick, known him for a long time. He loves those budgets. Unfortunately, the budget that we're essentially inheriting, is a mess. The finances of our country are a mess, but we're going to clean them up. Things that we've been doing, including negotiating deals that have already been negotiating, so you call it renegotiating, on airplanes and lots of other things, military items. We'll end up either getting many more planes free, or we're going to save a lot of money, but we've already saved a lot. Billions and billions of dollars have been saved. We have enormous work to do as the national debt doubled over the last 8 years. Our debt has doubled over a short period of time. I want the American people to know that our budget will reflect their priorities. We'll be directing all of our departments and agencies to protect every last American and every last tax dollar. No more wasted money. We're going to be spending the money in a very, very careful manner. Our moral duty to the taxpayer requires us to make our government leaner and more accountable. We must do a lot more with less. And we must stop the improper payments, end the abuses, negotiate better prices, and look for every last dollar of saving. We've already imposed hiring freezes on non-essential government workers, and part of our commitment is to continue to do that for the American taxpayer. We have appointed a cabinet that knows how to manage dollars wisely. I've known many of the folks for a long time. They've been tremendous winners, whether it's Steve or Gary or another Steve right here. And that's why I will direct them to manage the country's dollars and your dollars very wisely. We won't let your money be wasted anymore. We're going to run government smoothly, efficiently, and on behalf of the very hard-working taxpayers, something that the taxpayers haven't seen in a long time. I will be holding everybody accountable for that, and I have no doubt that this group, in particular this group, will do a fantastic job. I want to congratulate Steve Mnuchin as our new Secretary of the Treasury. He's going to be outstanding. Tremendous track record. He has a tremendous track record. I have great confidence in him. So we're going to continue on, and we're going to take this budget, which is, in all fairness, I've only been here for 4 weeks, so I can't take too much of the blame for what's happened. But it is absolutely out of control, and we're going to do things that are going to be tremendous over the years. We have to take care of our military. I have no choice. We have to take care of our military. It needs work. It's very depleted, and we have to take care of a lot of other things. Healthcare is moving along nicely. It's being put into final forms. As you know, before we do the tax, which is actually very well finalized, but we can't submit it until the healthcare, statutorily or otherwise. So we're doing the healthcare. Again, moving along very well. Sometime during the month of March, maybe mid to early March, we'll be submitting something that I think people will be very impressed by. And with that, we're going to have a little meeting, and I think the press knows pretty much all of the people at the table. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.